Hey, today is April Fool's Day. I'm Greg with Liberty Figs and Apiary, and this episode is dedicated to Patriotic Kenny. If you've never seen a YouTube video by Patriotic Kenny, it'll make your day instantly better. He's a World War II vet, and he just posted a pretty tough video, and I just wanted to let him know that there are a lot of people thinking about him, and I'm certainly one of them. So for all 4 of my subscribers, this one's to Patriotic Kenny. All right. Okay, so I am getting ready to be off for a little while, so I want to prepare my hive for that. I might not be able to get into the hive for a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bottom, a deep to the bottom, separated by some medium honey supers, and then a top box deep from a previous Damari split that I did about, I don't know, 4.5, 5 weeks ago. I'm also going to take a second split from this. I'm going to take a frame of eggs and a frame of brood and put it into my resource hive. And so in the resource hive, there'll be two queens, 2 hives, and I'm gonna have them all work on honey together experimentally. So let's get in and see how they're doing. I got in here last Saturday. Today is Wednesday, so I know it's a little bit early, but I wanted to do this sooner than later. All right, little leftover sugar brick there. Oh, bee is trying to sting me already. Let's give him a little smoke. Looks like my smoke ran out. Looks like we're getting it back. I don't normally have to smoke these guys very much. I almost take it for granted sometimes. But they are definitely flying today. They are out in force. Look at that top box. Goodness. Set that over there. Actually gonna get a medium ready. Or excuse me, a nuke box ready to put a couple of those frames in. To carry it over to the resource hive. All right. So this box has been pretty good. This frame is very, very heavy. So there we go. The backside is even got a ton of nectar in it and a ton of honey. I can't seem to get the camera figured out to save my life. All right, I might put this one in there in that other hive. I'm gonna put it in here. I might take it. I don't know. Looks like I got a jumping spider in there too. Whoops, dripping over my smoker. Not in my routine today, so I'm a little discombobulated. Wow, this frame is filled with honey too. Goodness gracious. Just packed out. Packed out with honey and pollen. Unbelievable. Pollen, pollen, a little bit of honey. All right, we got some brood. Little leftover brood in this one. Still hasn't hatched. Not going to take that. Leave that right where it is. Okay, here we go. Now we got brood. I'm going to put this in there. I don't know if I should put more brood in the other one. I'm tempted to, but they have queen cells in there that are close to hatching, and I'm thinking maybe it's not a good idea to go in there and mess with them, even to give them a little bit of reinforcement, but I kind of want to see what they're going to do. All right, good news there. No hive beetles in the trap there. There we go. All right, another really nice frame of brood. This looks like drone. Looks like all drone stuff. Ooh. Heavy frame of pollen. Very heavy frame of resources. No hive beetles in that one either. That's a good thing. All right, let's get this box closed up and off. Oh, I could hear some squishing. All right, now I have 3 honey boxes on here, and I put a new box on last week and I put it at the bottom, which kind of the Damare tells you to put that at the bottom, but I'm not sure that if I shouldn't put the new honey supers on top. So I think I'm going to switch it. I'm going to put the one that's on top and the bottom, and then the one that's almost full, and then the one that's I just put on. I think I'm going to rotate them. All right, that's the end frame, completely packed out with honey. All right, I put in a frame of foundation. Actually, this looks like a shallow frame. Doesn't look like they're doing much, but it's only been a few days. Quite a bit of honey. Pretty heavy medium frame there. A lot of drones, a lot of honey, a lot of pollen. All right, I'm gonna go through this one pretty quick. They still have room in this one to put honey. So, plenty of space to do some more work. This might be another shallow frame I put in there. Trying to get them to draw that out. All right, looks good. Again, I think I'm going to put this one on the bottom and rotate them. All right, looks like you can still see this one. Okay. All right. Nectar. And all these frames are covered in bees. That looks like new comb. I don't know if that was a new frame I put in there. I think I checkerboarded it in, and they are drawing it out. Yeah, this is a new frame I just put in on Sunday. 3 days ago, drawing that out. I'll let you see it. And trouble with these wax foundations is getting them started on it. Does the wax get old? I don't know. All right, they got plenty of room. I don't know if I needed to add that third box, but they're getting this drawn out, that's for sure. They're definitely all over it. All right, okay, so this is the new super I put on. I did checkerboard it out with the one above it. So we'll see if they're even touching the... It certainly is filled with bees, that's for sure. I mean, there are bees on every frame except the outside here. These two, not much there. So we'll see. If they're drawing it out a little bit, I'm going to leave it on. I don't know if I'm going to consider taking it off. And this might have been a frame that was being drawn out because They certainly got it drawn out. Is that a shallow? No. Oh, they got that filled with honey. Look at that. Well, would you look at that? All right, here's a new frame. Again, that wax, they're not doing much with it. It's a little wavy too. I don't know if that causes them not to like it or what. Yeah, I don't know if I needed to put this box on, but that's a lot of white wax. So I think they're drawing that one out. It's a frame that I checkerboarded, honey. Drawing that out. Hard to be upset about that. This outside one, not so much. Not touching it yet. But that's okay, plenty of room. All right, want to get a frame of eggs from in here to put in that split. And then that'll be ready to go. I got larvae. I got larvae in there. I got food resource. It's a 4-frame resource hive, so I'll put 1 frame of eggs for them to hopefully make a queen, and I will put in 1 blank foundation just so they have something to do. All right, now I have managed to find the queen every time I've been in this hive, which has been amazing. And we have larvae all over this, but not a lot of, looks like everything is 3 days old or older. There's an emergency cup there. I just popped open. Got some larvae in there. This is just loaded with larvae. Queen hasn't been on here in a few days, so I shouldn't find her. She should not be on there. All right. Look at the larvae on there. Packed out. Looks great. All right, queen should not be on here. Tuck her back in there. Wow. I don't feel bad taking a little bit from this hive to do a split. I mean, there's some serious bee power in here. And the number of larvae that's getting ready to hatch this hive is exploding. I'm glad I did the Damari method. That was what I'll say was a huge success. All right, I'm gonna look at this one a little closer, see if I got some eggs. All right, this is a good frame. This is a good frame to take. It's got all kinds of eggs in there. I doubt you can see that. I just want to make sure the queen's not on here. I'm probably going to give it a shake. Because I do not want the queen to go in my resource hive. All right, that's set. I'm actually going to put a lid on it. And I actually, if I find the queen, I'm going to shake some bees on there. Oh, some nectar. I shook out some nectar. All right, this is packed out with pollen. There's, uh-oh, what is that? Oh no. Oh no. There's a virgin queen in here. There's a virgin queen. Does that mean these girls are getting ready to swarm? What should I do? Maybe I should take that queen out of here. But I don't see any swarm cells. What am I gonna do? All right, I put her in the resource box. I'm not sure what to do. I gotta think. I did not expect that. All right, I did not expect that. I mean, it does not look like these bees have swarmed. I don't see any swarm cells. What am I doing with a queen in here? All right, they're drawing this frame out. Hasn't laid in it. Oh, this comb is. All right, this will be the first time I haven't found the queen in here. I mean, she couldn't have swarmed, could she have? All right, I'm gonna go back through. This queen is a shower too, because I have found her every single time I've been in. I don't understand what happened. I mean, I've been in every 7 days and I have not seen a single queen cell. And I tell you, I'm perplexed. I am perplexed. I'm down to 2 frames, 3 frames. Where are you? Well, if she did swarm, I don't know why they didn't make any queen cells. But in a few days' time, I'll have some queen cells if she's not in here. It's possible I just missed her. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to go through a third time, but I give him a little smoke. And I don't know if taking her out of here was, taking that virgin out of here was a good idea or not. I mean, if I accidentally killed her last week, or this past weekend, they would have made a queen cell. I tell you, you get to a point where you feel like you got this figured out, and what you're doing is kind of working. You're working with the bees, and you're following their lead, and then they do something that's completely off the beaten path. I mean, she has jumped out at me every time I have been in this hive. And 3 times through, I do not see her. I do not know what happened to her. All right. They're going to make a new queen. I don't know. I don't know, but I've been in here long enough. Stick an empty in there. Well, the resource hive will now have a queen already in it. So there. I think that this is kind of unnecessary now, but I'm going to stick with my plan. Unless she was on here and I didn't see her. No. Boy, they're bringing in some pollen. All right. All right, I'm gonna put this last box on, and I'm gonna go ahead and put some mints on top, close it up, move these frames over to the resource hive. Maybe I'll record that, I don't know. All right, turning off.